told you that story, Andy?
No, about.
Oh shit. We are live, aren't we?
We're live.
Oh.
Welcome to Digital Blackface, guys. I'm your host, Bo.
I'm Jay.
And today we have our special guest on Digital Blackface, Andy fucking Warski himself.
What's going on? How you guys doing? Thanks for having me. And today I'm going to be a defender of porn, of adult videos. I feel like that's a great honor, I have to say.
Okay, yeah. Today's topic, we're basically talking about OnlyFans. We're talking about OnlyFans and the issue about them. And who better to talk about OnlyFans than the OnlyFans raider himself? Andy, tell us about what you've been doing recently.
Yeah, before I do that, I want to say how it's funny. Well, I'll say, yeah, I do. I review OnlyFans now as a new show I'm doing. I like how I just made one, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's like a professional OnlyFans reviewer." Like, I just did one, but this is the direction I am taking the channel. People seem to really like it, and it's interesting. I think it's interesting. It's really different, you know. There's people who review games, movies, books, but has anyone reviewed porn? No? I'll take that. That's cool.
Okay. The biggest thing about this, like especially since you started out with reviewing iDubbbz's girlfriend OnlyFans, I forget her name right now. But
Anissa.
Yeah, Anissa Joma. That's it. So you reviewed her OnlyFans. You want to give us a little
horrible? It is actually horrendous.
Okay.
So it was $10, right? So you're sitting there.
Wait, is $10 like high or low for an OnlyFans? Is it like what's the average?
That's low. I would say that's average. That's average. Yeah.
Okay.
Some girls who are just starting out do there's one girl that's like $2.99. That's a fucking large coffee, you know. There's like that, and then there's some girls, like for example, one of the the Onision quote unquote victims, Alia or whatever her name is, does hers for $44.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like an expensive jerk sesh. You know what I'm saying?
Is it a quality OnlyFans at least, or is it
that one? I haven't checked yet. That one,
okay.
I have a bunch of other ones. That one I'm going to save for after. I'm going to be doing a special episode where it's all Onision's ex-girlfriends.
I'll be waiting on that review. I'll be waiting on that review.
Yeah, now, out of curiosity, are you scared of getting sued over this, maybe, or are you like asking permission to do these?
Well, some of them gave me their quote unquote review copies of OnlyFans, but as long as I keep it, what I'm going to be doing is, I will show the free pics that they have censored for the YouTube videos, and everything will be censored that I have to show on YouTube for obvious reasons of what YouTube allows. And also, since I'm reviewing it, it becomes more of like a review, which is a fair use. Right, and fair use will protect me, and I'm not going to be showing like all of their stuff to people. It's going to be more of like a promotional type thing. I will be making fun of some of the girls, I won't lie, and that's where some might get pissed off. But again, I'm protected by fair use, so I've went over all like the law stuff, the legal stuff for this.
That all sounds wild. I've actually gotten a couple offers to promo some girls' OnlyFans on my Twitter. And yeah, literally, like I've gotten at least 4 or 5 just on this account alone. And I just keep asking them, why me exactly? And they never really give a reason after that. They still follow me, but they don't give a reason why they want me to promo it.
Well, if you think about, okay, like this OnlyFans thing, okay, so it just blew up recently. It was only for a few months. It's been like really anything like that people have been following or know about, but obviously with the coronavirus happening and everyone inside, it blew up. I think the article said 800% over the last few weeks because everyone's inside, right?
Something that we initially noticed, and like that was originally what it was going to be about tonight. How much it exploded.
So a few of the girls who messaged me and sent me their account or like videos and pictures and stuff to review, they basically got laid off their jobs and are doing this. And like if you think about it, fucking Poe's Law on Twitter, tweeting your stuff out, that's an instant you get a bunch of people like subscribing to your stuff. me reviewing it on my show, the first episode has 9,000 views in a couple days. That's an opportunity of being followed and all that, right? So they're gonna start, going around trying to promote their shit. And a lot of people, I don't know, what do you think the vibe is for OnlyFans out there?
The
vibe.
It's probably pretty neutral. Sorry, it's probably pretty neutral because, like, I mean, most of the population kind of stupid, So, like, I get to jerk it for $5 to the girl down the street. Okay, sounds like a plan, you know.
Wait, stupid. So you're just saying that people who would get OnlyFans are stupid?
It depends on what reason. Depends on why.
It's not a high IQ activity. Is that what you mean?
Paying to see someone naked is probably not a high IQ activity to me.
I would say that jerking is pretty much the lowest IQ activity.
That's
true.
I don't mean to blow you the fuck out. I apologize.
No, you didn't. Well, I was just asking.
Mm.
I mean, I guess, yeah. No, that's one thing I'll say too, is some of these girls I'm looking at and I'm like, bitch, porn is free, right? Why are you $20? What are you, insane? That's a thing I also review their prices compared to, what they. Oh yeah, so the Inicia thing, we didn't even finish on that, and that actually has to do with this. $10. So I open it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
No nudes. Wow. Just tight shirts and fucking like thongs or whatever, all that bullshit. No nudes. Like impossible to masturbate to.
Wait. Just tight, like literally the same stuff she would wear on her Twitch, basically.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. In fact, I'm pretty sure since there's a lot more video of her with her cleavage out on Twitch, you could probably get a better jerk sesh on watching her on Twitch than you could on her OnlyFans. It's miserable.
So then what's the point? Like, look, what's the point then if that's all? Like, I'm not saying,
it's a scam.
Lose your clothes, but still, like, what's the point?
Well, no, hang on. I will say it then.
You get the pleasure.
You have to lose your clothes. You can't keep on your clothes and ask for money on a porn site.
You get the pleasure of paying me $20. Okay, listen. It's a good honor. It's a great honor.
No, I mean, like, there's literally so much about that in this situation, especially, like, if she's not even like, if you're not even showing more than she does on her Twitch, then honestly, I guess I have some more respect for iDubbbz than I did before. I thought it was a little bit worse than that, but yeah, you know what it is. It's just.
That's why the whole iDubbbz situation, I think it's funny. I mean, I think it's funny, but like, if you see what she does, it's like nothing. It's pretty much like they're scamming and it's working, is what it fucking seems like. I mean, but if you're like wondering, you were wondering. Sorry, he says Burner here. Is that your name, Burner?
My name, Burner. Yeah, you can call me Burner. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, man. Sorry, I just might.
No, all good, bro. No worries.
Yeah. So you were saying why pay? So when you're paying these girls too, which is also this thing. Now here's like a different angle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in porn, you open it up, Pornhub, you do whatever you're gonna do, and then now with these girls, a lot of them, you can message them when you pay for their OnlyFans, so you can actually have a back and forth. So it's almost like guys out there who can't go out because coronavirus, or maybe don't have game or whatever, still can pay for like almost like that sexting experience. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's a bit more deep. Is it more deviant? Yeah, but what's it different from going to a sex store and buying a toy or something? You know what I mean? You get this almost like personal touch instead of like a regular porn. That's one.
But if I called
the angles, yeah.
If I called the toy like a bitch and a hoe, she won't block me. So like.
That's true. Yeah, you're right about that.
You could probably pay a tip an OnlyFans girl to let you call her a bitch and a hoe just for that immersion feel.
Has anyone
you don't even
recognized you
have
yet?
to pay him for that.
Has anyone been like, "Oh
what
shit,
do
you're
you mean?
Andy Warski. Here's my tits. There you go." Nope.
Well, a few of them have heard what I'm doing and have DM'd me. Hey, I heard you're doing. A lot of these girls have no idea who I am, and they're just sending me their stuff now because they watched the first one and they saw like, oh, yo, I heard you're an OnlyFans reviewer, and a lot of them are following me now and saying, "Yo, thanks for sticking up for us and shit." So
You got all the girls. Damn.
Yeah, the DMs are pretty packed, and I'm doing. I mean, it's you scratch my back, I scratch yours type mentality out there.
I see.
I guess, but there's none of these girls are like, because if people don't know who I am, I used to do political commentary, like mainly, and I had like a live show where we would have people. The internet blood sports was one of the first internet blood sports, and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And but most of the people watching that stuff aren't watching,
Well,
I guess, the
I mean,
OnlyFans stuff.
To be honest, Andy, to me, you were like the king of like 2016 YouTube. Not 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, not the king, but like you were basically everybody knew you 2016 YouTube. You were that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Medicare doesn't have like OnlyFans girls scratching his back, so I think you're winning on this one. I think you're on the winning battle.
No, but like
I think it's
especially
more
with the
consistent though. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking, like, especially with like right now with Pornhub Premium being like free or everything, I gotta wonder how are they doing? Like, how are they doing with their OnlyFans? Like, are they really doing that well right now? Especially
They're
when
raking it in.
Like, it blew up like 800%. How could it? If it blew up 800%, how could it come from? Like, it's an infinite supply, especially when you have Pornhub Premium free right now. So I don't even get it.
But again, it's what I said before. It's the personalization of the type of porn you're receiving. It's the difference between you're watching people fuck and you hit play on whatever video, and the difference between a girl like going, "Hey, good morning," and sending you a video or some shit. So it has more of that like a girl sent me a nude type vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
That's the difference. That's the difference between now. Okay, like here, like I'll play devil's advocate with myself here. I'll say this: are there some girls ripping people off with like it's not even like you pay so much and then you get so little? Yeah, that is happening, and that's why I am doing what I'm doing. Is because now I'm gonna make sure if these bitches are trying to steal some cash, scam some people, I'll let the people know. I am the OnlyFans reviewer, basically.
From Race Warski to the whore hunter. Here we go.
That's good. I like that.
It's a lateral move.
That's a good T-shirt idea.
Take it. It's yours. Well,
if you need some art, I'm available for commissions, Andy.
So what did you do for Andy? Horror Hunter? Horror Hunter shirts? That's funny.
Put it on tombstone. So
yeah.
If you're already itching for devil's advocates, we can bring someone in.
Yeah, I'm down. I think I mean, is there any more questions that like I've been the only way I can really answer anything more is from now people questioning me on this. Yeah, and here's one thing I'll add before we go on to me, debating people with this is for me. I've always watched porn. In fact, my stand-up, when I started doing stand-up, a lot of my jokes were about porn or sex or whatever, like very sexual in nature. I have no problem with porn or with girls being in porn. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, if I had a girlfriend and she was doing that, I don't know how I would feel.
Yeah, I couldn't take it. I
could say I'd be jealous and probably kick her to the curb. So I wouldn't be down to have a girlfriend who's in porn, at least right now. You know what I mean? Like I haven't experienced that, so I don't know.
Imagine your girlfriend fucking the woman that you put so much time to, being like, "Hey, can I like have sex with like Jamal, please? With Jim?"
Why Jamal? Why not Chad?
Why not Chad?
You know why?
Because Chad's at home. Chad is at home jacking off to OnlyFans. He doesn't need a girl. That's what Chad's doing.
Like I know Jamal. I'm friends with Jamal. I'm friends with Tyrone too.
You're friends
with they're both exactly who you would think those names belong to. But still
got them.
Wait, Asians? Yeah, okay. If my girl was like, I'm gonna go fuck Jamal for some pictures right now, yeah, I'm probably gonna be mad. Like, yes, I would not be. That's why I'm staying single. You know what I mean? I'm staying single. I've had girls try to like, especially even recently now, like who were talking to me and trying to like lock me down and stuff. But for me right now, I am not interested in a relationship. I am completely. There's been 3 girls that I've been talking to recently, and when things got a little bit too far, I'm like, sorry, I'm not down. Sorry, I don't mean to be a dick or anything. And plus, I can't picture me. So this path I'm taking, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love this idea. I think it's funny. There's potential, and there's a market for it, and people seem to like it. And there's people who seem to hate it too. And I like controversial stuff and doing controversial stuff. So it's a win-win. If I get any girl, there was one girl I was talking to recently who was like, oh, so you're going to be doing this now? And it's like, I don't want to have in my head, is she going to be pissed at me? Like, my job is getting nudes from a girl now and jerking off to it and saying if it was good or not. So I don't think any girl would be able to handle what I'm doing right now. And that's why I say I don't know about a girl being in porn, because what I'm doing now, that's sort of like if a girl did something and I was with her like that, I'd be hypocritical if I yelled at her.
No, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
You have standards. You allow them to have standards. That's what's really cool. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. You mind if we actually bring someone in to ask? To like.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready. Sorry for yapping so much.
Okay.
Definitely.
Good.
So let's have our first guest, Rusky. Rusky, you ready to talk to us? Rusky, you there?
You there, bud?
Yeah. What's up?
Okay, so
Quick enough.
Yeah. You guys were taking too long. I'm sorry. You got me with my pants down. Jesus, let me clean up.
Okay, Rusky, say your piece.
About OnlyFans or porn in general?
Wherever you want to start.
I guess we'll talk about OnlyFans first, as that was what was previously being talked about. I don't blame the women. I see this as a supply and demand issue, and women are stepping in and fulfilling a niche in the porn community, especially during fucking this quarantine. All those horny teenagers using their parents' credit cards and all the money they made from their fast food.
And adults.
And
32-year-old men.
They need to make money too. The girls need to make money, I guess.
Yeah, and the adults too. And so I don't blame the women at all. I see this as just a capitalistic thing. Same thing that McDonald's sells fucking quadruple Big Macs. People will buy that shit, so they're gonna sell it. I don't like it though, mostly for the fact that I think that it's degrading. I'm pretty, I guess, traditional in my view of sex and relations between men and women. I mean, call me a whatever you want. That's just sort of my view.
Are you trad? Are you trad?
Yeah, I'm trad, bro. Return to tradition. All right. So obviously, I'm not a prude by any count. That's kind of what I see it.
What does that mean?
What do you mean by prude exactly?
Amish, I mean, if the dress goes two inches below, though, get them out of here.
I mean, are you solid missionary? Like,
yeah,
don't
dude,
look at me. Like,
I'm talking about lights off, missionary, no noise, 5 minutes at max.
But
I do.
That's a good policy. That's a good policy.
I do my stuff and I get the fuck out of there. And she can go and do whatever women do.
Doesn't
Trim
it?
the butter. She can go trim the butter.
Doesn't it kill the mood, like trying to get that chastity build off? It's like gotta fuck with the lock.
Nah, I just get around it,
Just get around it.
She wiggles a little bit, and I can kind of turn my dick 90 degrees.
I see.
Well, because I'm completely.
I like to fuck. See, I like to fuck chicks, and at the end, it looks like a horror movie scene was filmed there. You know what I mean?
Is it all blood?
I don't think it's blood that's all over everything.
Yeah, they're on their period. So.
You only do it during the period?
No, I'm kidding.
Well, you gotta keep it fresh.
What's fresher than a period?
But you mean you're not a prude when it comes to you, like your sex,
Yeah, obviously I'm not a prude when it comes to sex in general. But that's sex. Sex, I think, between a person is different than me watching some chick bounce her titties on a video screen. That's kind of where I draw the line, right? Whatever you want to do in your bedroom. I mean, I'm kind of a libertarian in that sense. As long as it's in the bedroom and you're not bringing, children or animals into it or some shit like that, that's fine. Once it starts seeking out,
we could all agree on that. Like,
I
am not down for fucking animals.
Right.
Listen.
No,
I don't know. I don't know.
pedophiles here.
If we get Destiny in here, he might argue for the animals one. I don't know, guys.
Destiny. That's
But so yeah, so I guess my whole thing on OnlyFans is that I think it's degrading, and kind of the way we encourage it only brings more women into it, and I think that it can have some detrimental effects on that. How women view themselves and view each other, especially in how guys view women too. Because I mean, if you're paying,
Sorry. Go ahead.
no,
You can finish
yeah, I
it.
mean, if you're paying to just like interact with a woman, like what does that like put into your mind? That like you have to pay to talk to women?
I'll give you a rebuttal if I mean to that statement that alone. There are some guys, and this is like with me too. A lot of times with relationships and talking to girls, sometimes it's stressful or not worth it, or you get used or this and that. This is an easy, I feel it coming, fucking throw some money down. Now, is it a bit like degrading? That could be argued, right? That could be argued with the severity of what the girl is doing. But I guess what I'm saying is sometimes porn, like, how many girls that I've talked to, and if I followed my dick, I would fuck them, and then I would regret what I did, and I'd hurt their feelings or whatever. Whereas, I'm horny, now I'm gonna watch some porn, fucking wank went out. Now I don't have to text her. You know what I'm saying? I got
No,
it out
absolutely.
my system,
Jerk it off
you know what I'm
clears the
saying?
brain like nothing else. Like it's crazy.
And it
how
makes you
clear
sort of
anything-
like,
yeah.
I've had some girls where it's bad relationship, bad back and forth. I feel like texting them back or texting them. I just jerk off and I go, fuck them. Life is good. You know what I mean? So it does. It's that
Right.
relief
But-
of potentially
Right,
being
but
in a shit
just
relationship.
just like in everything else, moderation is key.
Wait,
If you're
Yeah,
like
sure. Yeah.
casual
Rusky.
masturbator,
Rusky.
yeah,
Sorry, Andy. Going off Rusky's point right there, like there's people on the internet. There's plenty of guys who have this idea that all women are whores, and like it. I don't think not saying this is exactly true, but I don't think it's going to help that idea. I think it'll only make it spread when they see everyone from the girl down the street who just turned 18 to the mom of their best friend from like 5 years ago in high school to their cousin in Idaho, all
shoving
doing
shit up their
OnlyFans.
ass.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to help that idea at all.
Okay, but all right. Here's a rebuttal to that. Is look, if sex is frowned upon, if these women doing these things with their body is frowned upon, the one girl who does show off her tits is considered a whore. But if it's open and a lot of people are doing it, or everyone's more accepting of it, girls doing this wouldn't be considered a whore. It'd be more of a sex symbol or whatever. So I think it actually, if a guy's gonna call some girl a whore for showing off her tits, that's gonna be in his mind anyway. Because porn exists doesn't give a guy that thought of a woman is a whore. And a lot of these thoughts from guys too, a woman being whores or bitches or whatever the fuck, comes from shit relationships. Oh, that girl cheated on me. Fucking all women are whores. Or hey, these girls are showing cleavage online all the time. All women are whores. It's they fire them own selves. They fire themselves up. You know what I'm saying? They fire their own thoughts up. It's like a perpetual thought that they spiral out on.
Of
You know
course,
what I'm
of course,
saying?
I get that. But I'm just saying, don't you think it'll be real easy for that type of thought to spread?
It doesn't help. I think we can agree that it
doesn't
doesn't help.
Yeah, it does not help. But I'm not saying that it's gonna be some overwhelming thing. But again, I know some girls from high school who are on OnlyFans. I know some girls from high school who are now escorts. Yeah, escorts, and those escorts also use OnlyFans too. So
Tell them to DM me.
I feel I don't know any friends, any moms of my old friends who are doing OnlyFans, but I doubt. I mean, there's probably at least one somewhere out there. But it has to be a thing where it will get into your mind that if basically every girl can do an OnlyFans and so many girls are doing them, how do we know? The idea that your girl, that's something that's very important to a lot of
could
guys.
or
Your
have
girl-
had an OnlyFans. Like that would be super discouraging to me.
Yeah, like
if I see OnlyFans as bad and like degenerate, you know, obviously we're using the degenerate word, which is a fucking whistle for all right, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But if
it's not political at all. This is not
right.
political at all.
If I see it as degenerate, you know, like you should not be like, the body is a sacred thing to me. Like it's very special to me. And if you're, you know, showing something like that off to just anyone who wants to pay $5, like if
right there, the idea that your girl is different from a whore or your girl is different from a prostitute or a porn star is very important to a lot of guys, and like I'd say the vast majority of guys.
Yep.
So when basically any girl that from like literally 16 up could be on OnlyFans. Because I do know some girls who lied about their age on OnlyFans.
That's terrible.
There's a few of them on Twitter.
Yeah, that's
you
terrible.
better watch about that, Andy. You might end up watching.
I'm making sure. No, I'm making sure. Like I'm definitely with anyone I'm talking about. I'm making sure that it's like I have confirmation about their age. If they look like young or they're hiding their face or something, I immediately put up a red flag on that profile and don't even like touch it, because I want to make sure like this is like
this doesn't get you arrested.
Yeah, that and also, but with any business that we discuss or anything in general that makes money, there's always some legality in it that you have to be careful. It's not only with porn. You know what I'm saying? Now, porn, what's the legality there is watching out with ages and girls who make money off this being underage. That would be horrific. And I think those accounts should be reported for sure. And I think the parents should be fucking, keep their eye on their girl. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
But that brings up an interesting point, because that's kind of one of my main points.
Sure.
Is that like when we kind of encourage this stuff and we normalize it, it does, like I said, normalize it, and so more and more women get into it, and then that undoubtedly leads to younger and younger women getting into it too, either by force or by choice. We kind of saw that with the porn industry and how that can lead into human trafficking very, very easily.
I agree with you. That is terrible, and that is a terrible, a cause that could happen because of that. But then, if we say that, the slippery slope thing would be okay. Well, alcohol, it's legal, right, for adults to drink, but we should probably make it illegal because people underage who shouldn't be drinking it still drink, and they might crash their car or get alcohol poisoning or whatever. Or make weed illegal again, or cigarettes illegal. Sure, adults smoke that stuff and use it appropriately for their age group, but there might be some kids who are underage. You know what I mean? That's what I would say to that.
Yeah, I don't know, but like a kid drinking under 21 is a little bit different than 16.
100%.
The sex slavery.
But I get
your overall point. The point is that bad things always come from.
Wait. Hang on. A kid drinking underage would be, I mean, it's still worse. The girl who's underage putting a picture up there. Yeah, 100%. But sold into sex slavery would be the equivalent with alcohol, would be a kid drinks and they have alcohol poisoning and die and lose their life. Right?
Or driving under influence. Like
driving under influence and killing someone. Yeah. It's like that type of severity level. Listen, I'm going to say right now, with all the negative things that you could bring up with sex slavery or underage or any of those problems, I completely agree with you. And I think if this was more normalized and more talked about, it would be more regulated. And I think that's what OnlyFans. So I didn't know this pose law, and I might even look into like how the regulations for a girl signing up for OnlyFans. That might be a good thing to bring up. So OnlyFans makes them send in their driver's license or whatever. You know what I mean? That type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not a detective. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not like the owner of OnlyFans now. That would be sick though. Imagine they DM me and they're like, "Yo, you want to do like a thing with us?"
Of OnlyFans.
I would die.
Look, Andy, as of right now, you are more qualified to be some representative of OnlyFans than Lady Gaga was to be a representative of Kodak or whatever.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Yeah.
What the fuck does Gaga know about a camera?
Okay,
But hey, I'm gonna ask one thing. I wanted to ask something. It was sort of related to what you said earlier. Was when a girl does, you said that you frown upon them. What was the word you used? It's degrading. That's it. You said it was degrading. So when a girl has done porn, right, shown her tits online or whatever, her ass or whatever, some sex tapes or whatever, do you look at that girl and think of her as less?
Me?
Rusty,
Yeah.
can I say one real quick?
Sure.
Warski, let me just say, look, let's say, look, if I were to get into a relationship with a girl and I found out that she had hypothetically done a gangbang with 4 guys, and she had done a gangbang with 4 guys, and she had, let's say, wasn't able to know the amount of guys she had been with in like the last 3 years, would I continue that relationship, or would I even get into that relationship in the first place? That'd be a hard no. It'd be a hard no.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Now,
If you don't, hey man, tell her to call me, bro. Come on. if you don't want her, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Man. I can get through it.
Because that'd be a mental block that I could not get through, no matter how hard. Like, I would not be able to see past that.
But like,
every time I look at her, I'd literally see her taking 4 dicks. I couldn't.
So I guess the same idea for you is with OnlyFans, that if you knew that she had an OnlyFans, or if she had done sort of softcore porn in the past, that would also be a sort of pass for you because she showed herself off to numerous guys. Is that kind of the same like reasoning with you?
Like it's basically like when I think of like a girl that I date, it'd be a girl that I could show to my a girl that I could introduce to my parents and be like, "This is what's her name? She's a really great person."
You're not gonna find any nudes of her online, I promise.
I mean, you might if you look hard enough, but you're not gonna see them.
Okay, so wait, Poe, I want to grill you on this this 4 guys thing. Listen, if you okay, so would you think it would be okay for your girlfriend to break up with you if you had sex with 3 women at a time? Do you think that would be a good, like, an okay reason or a justifiable
That'd be
reason?
fair. That'd be entirely justifiable.
It would be fair, but it would be fair based on what you said. But would it be like?
Yeah.
Would that be like? Would you think that's normal? You know? Would you think
would
like?
It be normal?
Or
like she could have her own reasons for not wanting to be a guy who has multiple instances of group sex.
Okay.
I'd be fine with that.
All right. Just curious.
Anyway, I guess back to your question, Andy, about degrading and my term of it. What was your question?
Yeah, so a girl that you know has done OnlyFans, has a profile or whatever. Do you look down upon her? Like, do you look down on her? Like, is that the type of degrading that you would look at her? I know what you were saying, Paul. That makes sense. You know, a girl's been in a gangbang of 4 guys, whatever, fucking all that stuff. Now, I get that. I understand that. I'm on board with that thought, and I don't know how I would feel. I'd probably be jealous too. But do you look if that girl, if her thing is sex work, and she found a guy that was okay with that, and she did her own stuff, like, would you look at her as less of a person because she's in that lifestyle choice compared to like a trad?
I guess if I was obviously if she wasn't my girlfriend or anything, I just was looking at the woman and she had done well. I guess there's a big difference between selling pictures and actual doing porn and fucking guys for money, especially non-nude OnlyFans like you brought up before. I don't know why people are paying for those, but they are. I would say it really depends. 9 times out of 10, yes, I would look down on her, and that's just a personal opinion. You could say it's really shitty, and I've thought that it could be shitty too because I'm judging a person that I may not know exactly everything that was going on. Obviously, if she had nowhere else to turn, and she desperately needed money for one reason or another, some good sellers, if you want to call them those workers, can pull in more money than if they worked a minimum wage job 6-7 days a week. So I definitely, if it was a money thing, and she really needed it for one reason or another, then I would be a little more, I guess, forgiving. But willingly to do it in lieu of a job, it's.
Oh, by the way, I have a person who is in the porn industry message me, DM me right now. and she says to me they do need to send their IDs to be verified on
Well-
OnlyFans.
Well, obviously there's ways around that, but that's a good sort of like blocker for a lot of kids. So
Yeah.
that's good. My OnlyFans, like, so the pictures itself wasn't an issue. It's just sort of like what goes on behind the scenes that you don't really know about. That's my biggest thing. Maybe I'm just a conspiracy theorist, but I always think that there's fucking someone out there greasier than I am doing shit that would be frowned upon in general society.
May I just point out how funny it is? A porn star just DM'd me.
That's cool, man.
just because I'm on this show to help me out with my debate.
Rusky.
Yeah.
The boy.
Thanks for coming on. We want to give some other speakers some time so they can get their points on. But thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
See you guys later.
Okay, so next
Later,
up we
man.
have
Later, dude.
I'm gonna.
next
bring
up we
in-
have Joshua Test.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, Joshua, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, boys.
Welcome.
I like the energy.
So before I say before I go on and state what I want to say, I want to say one thing. Shout out to my boy Baron Ungern Sternberg, and State of Mind with David Stay.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what I wanted to get out. But I also want to talk about this pornography thing. Now, Andy.
Shut up.
Andy.
It's like old school radio.
Yep, old school radio. Now,
Yeah,
Andy,
you good. What up?
you support pornography, right? You don't.
Yeah,
You don't
definitely.
support the consequences of it. But I mean,
no, yeah.
I misworded that. But you think it should still be allowed?
Yeah.
Now, why is that? Why do you think it should still be allowed?
Because I think sex and porn and everything like that, it's once you're of sound mind and of legal age, and you're an adult, you should have the right to pleasure yourself in any way possible. Now, is there negatives in pleasuring yourself with alcohol? Yeah, of course. You can fuck up your brain. You could die potentially. With porn, yeah, you could become a porn addict and spend all your fucking money on hookers or something if you're a sex addict. Drugs, I think you could enjoy your drugs, but if you become an addict, there is definite consequences. But I don't think things should be illegal because some people might fuck up with it. Because we're adults, and I think the moment you start blocking things, you start making things illegal, and you start adding jail time, or you start banning things just outright, you're pretty much turning our world where we live into a police state. And I don't want the government looking at what I can smoke or fucking jerk off to. I think the smaller the government, the better. And yeah.
I mean, there kind of has to be like some level of like
a regulation for certain things.
Yeah, like
or heroin. Can't
Yeah,
make heroin legal because then people try heroin when they're young.
Well, here's a couple of things.
Sure.
Hey, whoever said we were going to put these people in jail, why not seek rehabilitation for pornographers, porn stars, and other people?
But that
two.
But hang on. But then you're assuming that everyone who watches porn has a problem with it. It's like assuming that alcohol should be illegal because everyone who drinks is an alcoholic, which I disagree.
Well,
with.
the problem is that I see it as morally bad. It has pornography has a lot of consequences on the brain. It can lead to addiction like other ones, and I think addiction should be curbed and avoided. Even if it does lead to a police state, it should be curbed and avoided. Number two, the status it gives women and men is really an objectified standpoint, and I really think allowing all this sexuality does lead to consequences. Like, for instance, after the sexual revolution, rape cases went 3 times up because during that time period.
Wait. Are we sure that's not the reports of the rape cases? Because during the sexual revolution, that would mean that women were more liable to speak up about things like that. So are you sure that's not just a case of you saying that, okay, rape cases went up, but then again, women's liberation, all that stuff was at a peak during that time. So
that's what I was going to say.
That's a little bit.
Well, I guess I would have to look more into that. But overall, and back to pornography, I guess the sexual revolution was a little bit of a tangent, but back to pornography, I want to know why. Andy, do you not support it? I mean, do you support pornography because you believe in libertarianism, or do you support pornography because you believe the pros outweigh the cons?
I think the pros outweigh the cons. I support pornography because I like pornography. I support it because when I'm bored and I jerk off to porn, it's fun. I like scrolling through my Twitter timeline and seeing chicks, hot chicks. It's a turn on to me, and I see it as a stress reliever. Now, again, do I agree with you on the stance that watching a lot of porn constantly might lead to addiction? That's, of course, I agree with that. But like anything, you have to do it in moderation. However, I think, like I was saying earlier, if you're single, if you're not in a relationship, or if you're not in the mood to be in a relationship and you're trying to work on yourself, but you have that, that urge, you want to do that, porn will help that. It's why when you donate your jizz, they hand you assisting materials. You know what I'm saying? Because it's nature. Sex is nature. Now, there are, again, like, I mean, we can always talk about the consequences, like, sex trafficking, but again, with anything, there will be consequences. But I believe, like you were asking me, do I believe it because of a libertarianism standpoint as well? Yeah, and that as well. I believe that we as adults should have the right to do whatever the fuck we want within, regulated guidelines, meaning no child pornography, no, kidnapped women type shit for sex trade, or, it has to be all consensual. And lastly, the last thing that you brought up was the morality of it. You were talking about the moral. You think it's not moral. I don't agree with you on that at all. I believe that it's complete. I don't talk to a girl who's done porn or been in sex work and think less of her at all, unless it's some really grimy, sketchy shit. But that would be case to case basis. You know what I mean? So
all right, I see what you're saying.
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna argue on that. First, I want to start with you talking about sex as natural. Just because sex may be nature, as in it is nature, as in it is natural, wouldn't mean things such as pornography would be justified from that. Especially due to this would be committing the logical fallacy, the argument from nature. I mean, like,
sorry, you cut out for a second. May you repeat that? You cut out for a second. Just repeat the last sentence.
It would be making the logical fallacy of the argument from nature.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now, I then want to go on boredom. Why is it when you're bored, we have to turn to pornography? Should we not turn to more things that are useful and should be utilized, such as making progress within yourself, your moral self, your strength, your mind? Maybe take some time reading, maybe take some time working out. I don't necessarily think porn is the right option to go to in boredom.
Well, real fast. Why play video games? Why not do push-ups instead?
Because I don't think video games have such a drastic effect that unlike porn has.
I think potentially they could, right? Because then you could have people who are addicted to video games and we should be getting homework done, or we should go into work. Video game addiction, there are people who fucking ruin their lives. I knew one guy, he was a roommate of my friend, who played World of Warcraft, like lost his job, had to move back in with his parents. It was like a drug. It was like crack to him. So I mean, why allow video games when people can be dragged into a life of not progressing their own lives? Again, moderation is key. And again, I like I like horror movies or horror video games. Like I just played Resident Evil 3. I loved it. Like I like being scared. I like being horny as well. You know what I'm saying? I see that as an okay feeling to have. I don't shame people who feel horny.
Okay, Andy, just to play devil's advocate on your point, like there's some things could be said for OnlyFans, like the effect that it could have on just like the general dating market. Like it could make people avoid working for an actual relationship because you have a crush right there. You have what feels like a personal relationship with a girl that you see all the time on her OnlyFans. Makes people less likely to actually go out and have sex. And just getting into porn itself, like I've been through some discords. Like I posted a thread on my previous account on Twitter. Was literally me going through a Discord of people having lost their minds by going too deep into interracial porn. Literally white guys who were begging to be castrated or raped by black guys because they had completely just gone so deep into this porn that they saw no way out. They were literally addicted.
Yeah, there is that possibility of it spiraling out of control, and if that is the case, that is disgusting, and I think it needs to be helped. I think there needs to be some sort of help for that person who's hit that level. But just like I believe anyone's able to drink or fucking smoke weed or do coke or fucking do whatever the fuck they fucking want, there is, again, having fun and sometimes, letting loose and going into a place that you haven't, that isn't quote unquote normal, and having that fun. You know what I mean? But there are those people who take it to that level. No, and of course them against that.
Poe, can I say something?
Wait 1 second. Just want like, I'm not gonna lie, Andy. Like, you do make a point. Like, there are certain people who have those addictive mindsets, and maybe especially something that gives such a high, like porn and masturbation, is really not great for those people. But it's also hard for me to think that, are there that many people who have addictive mindsets, or is it just that sort of porn that pulls them deeper and deeper? Because the people that I saw on these multiple Discords, not just one, multiple, who had gone in from different angles. Some had come in from having seen an interracial video and just kept spiraling further. Some had seen a cuckold video and kept spiraling further. Some had seen all sorts of videos, but somehow based around something interracial, and they had lost their minds until they were literally in this pit, in these Discords.
Okay. Well, how about this, dude? Okay, how about this then? Let's take what we're talking about, porn and the sex industry, and let's pivot right now to something like politics. All right.
Yeah.
There are people who believe, who are liberal first, right? One day, and then within a year, there are SJWs saying that everything is racist, hating on white people, blah blah blah. Then there's people who might be in the conservative camp, and then a year from now, they're saying we should ship all black people back to Africa. There's extremes in anything, whether it's sex, politics, addiction, drugs, or anything. But again, I think that I would say this: most people can handle their porn. Now,
I agree with you.
Okay, hang on. Let's look at the views on porn. Head over to Pornhub and click whatever fucking random on the. It's got like 1.9 million views. Like a regular, what would be a video on YouTube with 1,000 views has 1 million. Now, do you think that million people who watched it, or I'd say 500,000, half a million people seeing it or whatever, how much of that percent do you think are people who want to be castrated? 0.0001. But there will always be that minority that of the extreme that makes something look horrific.
That's fair. I understand what you mean.
Now, first of all, you were making a comparison of porn to video games before you and Poe started talking. Let me go off of that. There have been studies on pornography showing how addictive it is, and I think I've read one showing that it is addictive to parts of cocaine. Now, the thing is that you would need to show that how video games would be as destructive as that, as addictive as pornography, because someone can get addicted to either. It's just the rate of addiction that matters.
I didn't say I didn't say video games was as worse or worse. I just said that was a rebuttal to you saying we could do things with our time that's better.
I wasn't
Right?
trying to
Meaning,
say doing.
well, you said no, but you said instead of jerking off to porn or watching porn, shouldn't we be working out or working or progressing our lives? But again, my rebuttal with video games wasn't to say that the addiction portion was worse. It's that the time wasting portion is as bad.
All right, I guess you do got me there. I must I should have worded that better. Let me ask you this. You said you disagreed with me on morals. What is your exact moral basis for what is good and bad then, Andy Warski?
I have to be asked what I think about something, and then I'll respond with my gut
No,
feeling.
I mean like what have you how do I word this? Um what makes you decide what is good and what is bad? Like what is the
I just said my gut feeling, my whenever
your
I
gut
hear
feeling?
my reaction. Yeah.
You don't have any basis for that for it, just your reaction only.
No, I wouldn't say I have a basis. I mean, like,
So
hang on. I'll say. I mean, I used to be religious, like up to age 18. I was really, really religious. That would be my, I guess, upbringing would be, the Bible, the Ten Commandments. I was really, really religious, like beyond. But don't murder, don't hurt people, anything like that's illegal. That is almost like you could present something to me and you could be like, why is this immoral? And I can say it should be obvious. You know what I mean? That's where it gets squirrely. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. Debating Destiny on this. He thinks that child porn that was recorded by some people back in the day could be used with the consent of the person who was in the video when they were a child, if they consent, to use that to rehabilitate people who are pedophiles.
yeah,
I disagree with that, and he
I think
went,
Destiny's
why?
saying that so he can have an excuse to watch it.
Of course.
Now the thing is you said something can be wrong, obviously, but you also were saying gut feeling. So let me ask you this: do you think morals are subjective or objective?
I'd say subjective.
Subjective. All right.
Yeah.
So
I
if
mean,
these are things are truly all relative, how can one say something like child pornography is objectively wrong?
okay, I'll say okay, some okay, let me rephrase that then. If we're gonna go in this direction, some morality can be objective and some can be subjective. The objective morality would be, hurting someone or doing something without someone's consent, or especially if it's a kid. If we're talking about pedophilia or children, that would be objective because you are purposely taking someone who doesn't have the mindset to understand what is happening. Therefore, you are damaging them. Therefore, it's objectively bad. Just like if I took a knife and I shanked you, that's objectively bad because I am hurting you. A subjective morality would be, hey, I don't like people who drink because people who drink get hammered and they do stupid shit. You're drinking. So I think you are doing something morally wrong, but that's just subjective because you're not affecting me. Now, if you drink and you punch me in the face, objectively, you're terrible when you're drinking. But that doesn't make drinking objectively terrible.
All right. So I'm saying, so you obviously have a clear area where morals, there's something that does go objectively wrong. There are parts where it does go objectively wrong. That would be kind of like claiming morals is objective with some subjective parts, right?
Oh, wait, where do you get your morality from? Before we continue,
Christ.
where do you get? From Christ. So do you believe that gay people shouldn't have the right to be with each other?
In what way?
Sexually.
No.
Or-
I don't think they should be allowed to be sexually with each other.
And I think that's immoral. Personally.
All right.
Really?
But
I already disagree with where you get your morals from. You see what I'm saying? I
Joshua, can I ask you a
think
question?
that
Joshua.
you stopping two gay dudes from having sex.
Bo, you can
I
ask
think
me
that
any.
That's a bad.
Okay, Joshua. Let's take when do you say the first few scrolls that make up the Bible were written?
Repeat your question.
At what point in time? How long ago would you say that the first few scrolls that made up the Bible were written?
Old Testament or New Testament?
Old Testament.
I don't know. I'm not the one to ask on that.
Okay, so would you say let's say at least 3,000 years ago?
All right.
Okay, so 3,000 years ago, let's say most of the Bible hadn't even put on a parchment yet. Let's say that.
Yeah, because it was written on stone. Yeah. Let's say that.
Okay. And we can both agree that the verses that would deal with homosexual relationships in the Bible aren't really penned down until at least a good bit into the Bible. Am I right?
Yeah, it's in Leviticus. Yeah.
I like
Okay.
this fucking.
So that's the first reference of homosexuality in the Bible. It being wrong. Correct.
I'm not so sure on that one. I haven't read all of the Old Testament. There could be earlier, later parts. I'm not sure.
I mean, I've read all of the New World Translation and most of the King James several times throughout my life.
Listen, I love this pivot. We were talking about fucking where do you get your morality from? The Bible. Instantly,
we need a basis
boom.
for morality.
Instantly, the gay card.
Okay.
Instantly, that's what you guys latch on to.
So let's see. Let's say that objective morality. We can say that those many thousand years ago, that sort of morality didn't exist because that rationality was not put down. Sure, you could say, of course, if you're gay, you're not going to have children, but that wouldn't necessarily matter to someone who was gay that many thousand years ago. There was no morality for that to be put down because there was no Christian writings or at all because there was no Bible. There were no scrolls that mention that.
My friend just messaged me. He added on that in Genesis it refers to male and female marriage, as in when it's saying in the beginning God created male and female.
Okay, yes, but I'm also aware of that, but that doesn't
also
excuse...
I didn't say Bible for my moral basis. I said Christ, and I'm more specifically referring to God because God is Christ.
Okay, there are some people who have different understandings of Christ and God, but we still wouldn't have that written down for humanity to understand. Like even Genesis, just because it says that man and women should be, it doesn't necessarily exclude man from being with man at that point because that sort of understanding couldn't be placed there.
I don't exactly get what you're getting at. Are you saying homosexuality isn't bad because
I'm not saying homosexuality is bad or good. I'm just saying that according to that point, that basing your objective saying homosexuality is objectively immoral, it can't really be placed strictly on the Bible because at some point the Bible wasn't written, that knowledge wasn't there, and humans were still around. Humans were still.
That ignores that the Old Testament is writing what they experienced, and that would be writing what they were commanded by God.
I'm saying that before the Old Testament, that point the Old Testament was penned down.
That also ignores that God has written the laws on our thoughts and our conscience.
Why do you think that he's done that? Because as far as I'm concerned, everyone's morality is everyone's rules for morality is different.
Well, actually, our rules for morality may be different in some regards. For some places, in Africa, they believe child sacrifice is okay, while we don't. but we mostly agree on main foundations. For instance, going back to the African part, they believe child sacrifice is moral because they believe some children are demons. They don't actually believe all children are worthy to be killed. So they would agree with us that children shouldn't be killed.
Oh wait, hang on, wait.
Joshua, guys, real quick.
Add
Joshua,
one thing.
We're going really far on topic. Could we just have our next guest come on real quick?
May I just add
All right,
one thing
sure.
to what he just said?
Okay,
I'll
wait,
add
one thing.
Just to wrap up, and so what you're saying is these people wherever they were from, whatever tribe, they believe some child sacrifice is okay because of what they believe. So then that what you're saying is that they got their morality from whatever they believe, right?
No, I'm saying
because that is a truth to them. Then wouldn't that make their morality to you objectively immoral?
Guys, we've really derailed. Let's get back on track. Okay, Joshua, thank you. We gotta go.
Poe, before I...
Okay. So, our next guest, Plasma Rob. Rob, give us what you got. Rob, you there? Rob.
I think we fucking killed him.
Okay, seems like Rob's busy.
Bye, Rob.
Okay.
I was not expecting to go to church today.
Rob, you there? Rob, you there?
Hello.
Okay, so Rob, say your piece.
Ooh, boy, where do I start? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So, you guys might have questions for me. I am probably the most prudish person here, so my takes might end up being the hottest. I guess we'll see. I do come from a Christian background, but anybody here not familiar with Jordan Peterson?
Yeah, I'm familiar. We gotta keep it going though. We gotta keep it going. We gotta go to people.
Yeah. So
let's move it quick. Come on.
Yeah, I can't. If you're gonna keep telling me real quick, I'm not gonna be able to talk.
Now it's the lightning round.
So I'm on the anti-porn side, and it is partly for religious reasons. But I will say this: there's actually a good evolutionary case to make for it. I'm a millennial, and so I think I can say this: millennials are a failure. Like, they're all in debt. None of them own property, and none of them have kids. And what comes after them? The kids of those few millennials who actually did reproduce. And this is one of the things that I don't think people like to hear when we're talking about sexuality, but those who have babies don't have to listen in the end to those who don't. And this is something that Sargon of Akkad, Carl Benjamin, this has been his shtick lately, is poking people about this to see what they think, because he thinks there's a good secular case to make for it. And I think he's just rehashing Jordan Peterson stuff without realizing it.
Sorry, repeat that last line. I'm sorry, what did you say there? Sorry, I missed that.
I think Carl Benjamin's trying, basically rehashing a lot of things that Jordan Peterson has said, maybe intentionally, maybe without knowing it. But there's a good case to make from an evolutionary standpoint. Quick biology, neurology lesson, reminder, I don't know. But the hypothalamus, which is part of your brain, actually controls a lot of your drives, your urges. It's a very small part of your brain, but it has a very big control. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist by trade. I'm an engineer, but I can tell you that it makes sense when you look at things like rape and cannibalism, because you're shocked that we can go so far. But the drives that control sex, that control sleep, that control hunger, that those drives are really powerful, and they serve an evolutionary function to keep us alive and keep us capable of reproducing. And so I think my case is we have to kind of we have to kind of go up and down levels of abstraction and not get caught up in different cases we think of, because when you're talking about sexual stuff, it's so easy to get caught up with other things and your thought process. You probably have a lot of thoughts across the spectrum, and it's very easy to get moved up. But I think if you come up a level and look down on humanity, you say, well, those who are going through a lot of this, they're not going very far. There's been a couple cases of women who've been regretting the fact that they basically became digital thoughts, and you can see this even in the celebrities that are crying right now that they don't have any kids because you're hitting your 40s and no one wants to see your body anymore. And now what are you worth? And it's unfortunate. And I know we don't have a lot of I know our culture doesn't really look at marriage the way past generations did, but I will say that it works. But I'm the one millennial who's got a college degree, no college debt, and owns a house. And I'm raising twin boys, so I'm creating my own little patriarchy over here. And the people trying to tear the patriarchy down are going to go away, and my kids are still going to be around. so I think when we talk about porn and so forth, you kind of have to bear that in mind. That is it holding you back? Because I think the whole internet drama the last couple of years with the in-game and incels and all this other stuff about whether it's good or whether it's bad, and the people trying to censor and ban. I'm a libertarian. I don't think we should ban or make any of it illegal. But I do think we have a responsibility to see whether it is actually inhibiting our ability to form relationships and maybe find a permanent one and be able to settle down and move forward.
Yeah. Thank you.
So,
Rob, you got any questions for Andy?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Andy, any questions?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I see what he's saying about some people who might regret what they did, and they might. I mean, that's the risk you take with anything you do in life, though. You know what I mean? Again, I think there are more women who porn has actually helped them. They made a ton of fucking money, or they enjoy doing what they do. They like being sexy. They like being
right.
Look, I understand you being a person who might be more prudish. I understand that mindset, but you have to also understand that there are mindsets of people who have the complete opposite viewpoint of that and enjoy sex.
Yeah, I'm in a huge minority. You're you don't have
good. You good, man. You good. You're very pleasant.
Okay. I will say though that the one of the things that you run into, I think the problem is we don't look at a long enough time scale. I think we're so invested in the here and now that we don't look at people who did actually choose to take some of those paths. And some of them are boo-hooing about, man, I should have settled down and started a relationship and started a family. And they really suffer. It's great for them until they turn 40. I don't know. You probably are familiar with the egg Stefan Molyneux meme. It's hilarious. But that he got
after 30, your egg's done.
90% of them. He was on with Zargot recently. It was hilarious to listen to them go back and forth. But I think this is a lot of people in our generation off. But I think there's definitely, you got to look at it from a higher level, because I think we're paying a cost that we won't see for 20 or 30 years, and then we'll go, oh shit, I just ruined my life. I shouldn't have done that. And there are some people who are saying that now.
well, look at this. Okay, let's talk about just real quick. YouTubers like myself who did the anti-SJW stuff, and I went really hard, the race Warski stuff.
Yeah.
My credibility to get a job would be the exact same if you searched my name, like it would be if a porn star wanted to get a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you can make a case that it's no different from other things economically. Yeah, I agree with where you're going.
Yes, economically and yeah, if I go to there's no way I'll work in an office like a fucking professional. I mean, I have done some editing for some people, and I've had to explain my past to them. Like I go, listen, this is who I am. This is what I've done. If you search my name, this is what you'll find. Like I have to always, for the rest of my fucking life, I need to always precursor who I am when I meet people for the rest of my life. But so that's something that I did, but that's not even near what porn is. It was just talking about political opinions, and there are articles out there either slandering me or talking about, oh, Andy said this about this person or this type of group of people. And, and I've said some stuff that I look back and go, whoa, I do not even agree with that statement I made. But it's part of who I am for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
quick question. How many people here are married?
No, I'm not.
No. Do you have any plans to get married? Are you in a stable or a long-term relationship? I know marriage isn't as common now.
Well, Rob, I do plan to get married at some point, like before I turn 30, but that's about it. I'm single right now. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not looking into.
I'm
not interested in relationships right now.
Right.
I had girls offer and stuff, or we've been talking, and my heart's not right there right now. I want to build my career back up in what I want to do. And,
But I think it's helpful to make sure that you're not hearing only your own little bubble, because we know how the crazy activists and SJWs, where they represent like 2 up to maybe 8% of the population, and they think that they're the majority of like 80 or 90% of people. You have to be careful with that online, because there is a really big cliquishness of single culture, because a lot of times when people are no longer single, their media consumption, the time they spend online decreases. And so sometimes you're not quite getting the good feel of the room as far as ideas as you think you are. And I'm not trying to say that mine is any more valuable. But I think if you talk to some more married people, you'd find some really interesting and differing perspectives. I'm really curious what the views of, like, say, Dankula or Short Fat Otaku are as they're starting to move into these marriage and family relationships. I'm curious if they've changed.
I mean, personally, for me, I'll just say real fast. Personally, for me, I've been in a lot of relationships that have made me unhappy in my life. There's been good moments in them, but a lot of them tore me down, or it wasn't fun, or I didn't feel like myself. I feel like I'm myself being single right now, and I mean, I hope I find someone in the future. And I'm not, but right now my brain hasn't clicked with anyone in that way.
Men have a big advantage.
Rob, thank you for coming on, but we got one more guest to go through. Yeah.
Go on to the next guest.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we got Rachel. Rachel, you there? Rachel.
Miss Rachel.
Rachel, come on. Where are you?
Of course, the only girl no shows. What the fuck?
Yikes.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just kidding. No, the girl against me. Calm down.
Guys, our main event.
I'm here.
Our main event isn't
Rachel.
here.
You know what I meant.
What's up?
What's your view on porn, Rachel, and OnlyFans? Tell us real quick.
Okay. Okay, so I'm Catholic. I think that should pretty much say what my stance on porn and on OnlyFans is.
Yeah, let's get specific. Come on. How
Okay,
do you feel about girls 18 to 72 on OnlyFans?
I feel there has to be some real big reason why they are on those platforms. It can be anywhere from, the universal cultural joke we have about daddy issues.
Yeah, of course.
The father wounds are real. I'm telling you, father wounds are real, and can really break women and too. But I think there's a genuine reason why people go on these platforms and do these. But I also think that a lot of time it comes out of a place of use. Now, the way I see it, the opposite of love is not hate, it's use.
Mm-hmm.
Because love is all about being unselfish, whereas use is all about for yourself. So OnlyFans chick is selling her nudes to gain money. She's using her body and using the other person to get money. On the other side of the screen, the guy is using his money to get access to a girl's body. So it's like heavy commercialization. And that's something I definitely don't agree with, because I feel that because I think, but going back again to my Catholicism roots, we are bodies and souls. We are not disconnected from our souls. So the way you use your body is also going to affect your spirituality. It's also going to.
What if you like having sex? What if you enjoy having sex? What if you enjoy sexualization? Wouldn't that be positive for your body? Therefore, it's positive for your soul?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
If it's coming from a place of use or brokenness,
that's what you're assuming. Are
you sure about that?
Almost. Buddy? Yeah, I am sure about that. Are you sure about that? Right. You're assuming that everyone's every girl has daddy issues. Every guy has some sort of problems with their life. Or
I'm not saying that every girl has that, but I'm saying that there's usually a reason.
Okay, so then
why people do that, and those are one of the many reasons.
How are you sure? How are you sure?
Because
what statistics? Where did you see this? To everyone? You spoken to every single person?
Do you mind if I complete my sentence?
Oof.
Go ahead.
Whoa, yikes.
Yes. So
hurry up and say something relevant.
I'm getting flashbacks.
Okay, so a few years ago, I went to a red light district in Mumbai, and I was working with kids of prostitutes, teaching them. And I have interacted with prostitutes in the red light districts, and a lot of them were in prostitution for a number of reasons, but a lot of them also came from broken homes. Literally broken homes. So I've talked to a lot of girls in my DMs recently who are part of this industry who have no problems in their past and just love doing it. So I could just say every girl is fine. Not every girl is broken. That's your personal experience. My personal experience is different. Again,
that's your personal. So you just said your personal experience and said that's the way it is. And you went, "Are you sure, buddy?" Well, could tell you that I talked to many girls who love being looked at, and not because of being anything in their past. So your personal experiences like doesn't mean everyone.
Sure, you can say that, but again, I've spoken to a lot of them, and again, a lot of them
And I
have
speak
come
to a
from
lot of
these
them
places.
too. And I speak
I'm
to a
not
lot of them
saying that
too.
all of them. Oh my God, I'm not saying that all of them have come from these places.
Did you
but a
think
lot
I
of
was
them
gonna
have.
sit here and agree with you? Everything.
I'm
Like I
not
hate
saying.
people. Hey, wait, no, shut up. Every person the other people you've had on the show like before this, very reasonable conversation. You're the kind of person who, if I disagree with you, you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what? I'm not gonna agree with you. I disagree with you. Calm the fuck down.
I am pretty.
Everyone else is like,
knowledgeable.
okay, yeah, no, I understand. I'm trying to relate to you here. I'm trying to relate to what you're saying, and you don't agree with me. And instead of having a discussion with me, all you're doing is being like, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm
fair.
sorry, I'm not on your side.
My dude, I'm just placing my own views on this. Like you're free to disagree with me.
And
I'm
I
not gonna
am
say you
disagreeing
have
with
to.
you, but when I disagreed with you, you were starting to snap at me, and I don't understand why.
I was not angry at all. I'm sorry if I came across that way, but I was not
Okay,
snapping
well,
at.
okay, fair enough. But I responded to what you said. It was in a disagreement. I was disagreeing with what you said there, and then your response was being a little bit bitchy towards me, and I don't
Wow.
understand why you're bitchy towards.
Wow, bitchy. Wow, that's a
Yeah, you
big
were
word to
being
use there.
bitchy. Oh my God, I used the word bitch. Welcome to the internet, woman.
Oh damn.
Okay. Wow.
Rich, what do you think of this accusation? Is
I don't
he?
know what to think, man. This completely came out of nowhere.
I don't know. You've been a little aggravating, but it's okay. It's whatever. What?
I mean, to be fair, I am naturally very aggravating, so
Oh,
I
I
guess
see.
I shouldn't be really surprised.
Um,
But I'm also very convicted about what I believe in, so there's that.
huh. So what was your main point? I'm curious.
My main point is that I think that a lot of times with these platforms, it's coming out of a place of use, and I cannot agree that porn is good or beneficial or OnlyFans is good or okay because of that belief. It's commercialization of bodies, it's commodification of, you know, people, and I don't stand by that.
I mean, if they're doing it of their own free will, if I say, hey, I wanna go show myself off, I mean, I don't understand how that's using people. I don't know. Am I wrong in that, or are we just to assume that they're brainwashed? Is that the new thing that we're
It's
doing?
not about brainwash, it's to look at it this way. Why is someone on OnlyFans? What's their purpose for being there?
Probably money.
It's to get money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're
And some
into it.
So
girls that and
what
some
are
girls
they?
that well, like I'll just answer that too. Some girls really enjoy their glamour shots. They enjoy
Mhm.
being looked at by a man. It's like I understand what you're saying because it's very hard to put yourself in their shoes because of how, we'll be honest, how extreme it is. You're showing off your body and you're doing sexual things, but to them, it's not how you perceive it. They enjoy it. A few of them have been DMing me during this talk actually, and they're actually like, I'm not broken. What the fuck is she talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The one in particular I'm talking to right now.
They showed their tits, so you're broken. you gotta you're damaged goods because you showed your kitty. What's up with that? I don't agree with that.
I mean, like Rachel, like some people are just naturally extroverted, and other people are actually introverted, and some people are extroverted to the point they like showing off their bodies. And
Well, I'll say this. Sorry for interrupting, but there's a one girl. She was DMing me. Said that she's introverted and she does this, and she's been in like porn, the industry, even before OnlyFans, for a long time actually, and she's introverted. So that's weird. It's like I used to be really shy and I used to be introverted, really like horribly, mainly because of my stutter or whatever. And I still did stand up. You know what I mean? It's not like being introverted means you don't do things like porn or stand up or, you know, speaking in public.
That's true. That's also true. But like, it seems to me that in general, it seems to be more extroverted people who do porn. In general, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's a certain confidence that you have to show off your body like that, and to be confident in how you look, especially when you're on camera having sex for millions of people to see and eventually comment on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just saying, like, Rachel, like, it doesn't necessarily require a broken person. Sure, years and years of porn could hurt someone mentally or hurt their self-esteem or whatever, but I'm not saying that, but just getting into it doesn't necessarily require a broken person or a damaged person.
Are they gone? Did they leave?
It looks like she disconnected a while ago. Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
Oh,
we were
wow,
just
that
yelling
finally.
at we were selling,
We
yelling
were
at nobody.
What a dumb cunt. Oh my god.
Preaching to the choir.
Okay, we were just talking to. I was talking to the air, so that went nowhere. Okay, so I guess that was a great conversation, Andy.
Oh, I have a quote here from one of the porn stars.
Sure, give us that porn quote. Give us that porn quote.
She wrote me, "OnlyFans gave us the ability to make content, and we want to keep our money. It gave us power."
Women's liberation. That's another great thing. That's OnlyFans really doing the feminist work here.
Yeah, and well, yeah. Look, and here's the thing. I only got snappy with her was when I responded. She went, "How do you know that, buddy?" The way she said that, I'm like, all right, like I apologize if I went fangs out a little bit too hard there. I'm sorry, but like the way she talked to me there was very disrespectful, and I'm like, "Pardon me, bitch." All right, you ready for this? I was gonna be pleasant. I mean, everyone I've talked to before her was pleasant, but she, like, the way she goes, "How do you know, buddy?" I'm like, "How do you fucking know?" She's comparing people who do porn to some prostitutes she met in India. Bro, they shit on the streets in India.
No, they're Andy.
Prostitution is different from porn. Yeah, there's a different sort of vibe to the whole thing. So we can't really compare prostitution and porn. And there could be some damage with porn. I've seen some porn stars who had issues during and after the life, but we can't compare the life of a prostitute, which has a very short lifespan, and the life of a porn star. Yeah. It's a whole different ballgame. It's like,
especially in, like, she acted like in my mind when she said that, I'm picturing her like walking with some like child fucking prostitutes, like from Slumdog Millionaire type scenery, you know?
You know what, Andy? I wouldn't be making fun of India, bro. They're gonna come after you. Superpower by 2020. It's coming. It's fucking coming, bro.
Oh my god. Okay, I'll watch out.
I'd be worried.
Look, Andy,
where's the article?
Even PewDiePie had to like literally put some what's it called classifiers when he was talking about India in his songs, bro.
It's a joke.
Indian Mafia doesn't play. The Indian Mafia doesn't play.
They don't play.
Oh shit. No, look, I wasn't trying to be a dick to her, but the way. And then when I said the word bitchy, she acted like I called her a cunt to her face. Like, yo, calm down. You were being bitchy. Like, people take the internet way too seriously, in my point. Like, that's a big thing, too. I'll say that, too. You know, some of the guys that you had talking to me were cool. They were, like, respectable, and we had a good conversation with them. There are some people like her. It's like, some people just on the internet don't understand. I can disagree with you, and we could still be like on friendly terms, unless you're talking about like, oh, murder of children is okay, yeah, or pedophilia is okay, yeah, I'll fight you on that. I'll get mean, but talking about porn, like, calm the fuck down. And like the fact that she's saying like, have you talked to everyone? No, I'm not saying. My point is this, and here's like the bottom line, and sort of like almost a bow on all these conversations I've had with everyone today. Yes, porn addiction can be terrible. Sex trafficking, if that happens, it's horrific. Pedophilia porn, terrible. People who come from broken homes and are using it as a way to find meaning in life, probably not the best idea. I'm completely aware of all the negatives, but it's easy to take anything and pull what is bad about it out and put that in the forefront. But should we ban everything for having negatives in it? Let's put a thing on your Steam. When you play a video game, it stops after 3 hours, because 3 hours and more of video games a day will make you less productive and make you an addict. Why don't we do that to help people?
Yeah.
No, we don't do that, because people are fucking adults and they should have the right to be porn addicts if they want.
Definitely.
As long as it's not hurting anyone else. Yes. Wow. Let me hang on. You know what I'm gonna do there? I'm sorry. I'm gonna
undefeated. Thank
yeah,
you.
like I think that was a little standing ovation type.
I was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah. I'm gonna promote this show, by the way, on my next OnlyFans. I'm gonna send people to this episode to listen to. You know, I came in here thinking, to be honest with you, it's gonna be fucking around. I didn't have any of these ideas, like these thoughts of mine planned. It's just embedded into who I am. But it's
That's the
good
coom
debates
brain.
today. Yeah. Exactly. I think I was as articulate as I could have been, with not being as prepared as, because it was hard to prepare for this. Like, how do I prepare for this? Like, porn is good, jerking off is great. You know what I mean? So I guess I could just answer with questions from these people. Yeah.
Anybody have any questions they want to give Andy?
I actually did have one.
What's your question?
Sure.
Okay, so it's not really anti-porn, because I'm of the mind that it's your body. Once you're grown, you're free to do whatever you want with it. But there are these girls that are like coming straight out of high school, like 18 years old.
It do
and
not matter.
They're seeing like porn as the only option for what they can do and actually be successful in the future. Like, what's your opinion on that?
Well, here's definitely one of the negatives. I'll give you this, okay? I'll give everyone who I talked to today and that question, I'll give you all this, that the money could potentially be so good that it might make everything else look shit. You know, like if you're a girl who's like, do I waitress for, $7 an hour plus tips, hopefully, or do I just show my tits and make $5,000 this month? You know what I mean? So it does, maybe prevent a woman who might go to school and maybe be a lawyer or be whatever the fuck, right? So yeah, that is one negative thing, and I honestly don't know how to remedy that. 100%. That's actually probably the best point that was made tonight, I think, against OnlyFans, is the fact that, because like, look, if we look at someone like, let's say a young guy selling drugs, you can make a lot of money, right? But with selling drugs, it's illegal. If you're caught, you're in jail forever. You put yourself in criminal activity. You can be killed. You can be robbed. OnlyFans is legal. You do it from your home. You do it on your webcam, or you do it on your phone. It's safe. It's actually safer now for women to show their naked bodies off compared to girls who used to work in a strip club. And who are the people who chill in strip clubs all the time? Not the most upstanding of citizens. Let's just say that. Because you'd be surprised how many people out there might look like they're, a moral, upstanding citizen, and in their free time, they're jerking off to bukkake porn. Right. So I think the positive, again, I mean, even a positive with OnlyFans, it's making that industry a lot safer. And if a girl can make $5,000 to $10,000 a month showing off her tits and it could help her family, herself, all that. I mean, should we really frown upon that? You know?
You know what, Andy?
I mean, it's just like personally, all I gotta say is like the genie is out of the bottle. For a lot of situations, the genie is out of the bottle. You can't stop it. You might as well just let it burn itself out. Because I figure that eventually, OnlyFans, it's gonna burn itself out. It can't.
You think so, right?
I think it's gonna burn itself out. Just fighting it just puts more attention onto it, because you can't have an endless supply of simps. You can't. I'm not
Listen,
saying
you can.
that,
Yes, you can.
Like I can do it from home.
Yes, you can.
You can do it from home. You can do it for free. You can do it with a phone. And I get attention from fucking internet celebrities. Andy, I'm gonna start an OnlyFans. You convinced me, bro. You got me.
Hang on. I want to respond to what you said, Poe. I completely disagree with you. Porn has been the leading number one most profitable industry because of the production costs and the supply and demand. There will always be a supply and demand for pussy.
I know, yeah, there'll always be that, but you cannot compare the supply of OnlyFans, the supply of people who are going to contribute to OnlyFans, to the people who watch porn. Because for OnlyFans, the personality aspect is going to hurt that amount of simps. It's going to hurt the amount of simps that could possibly go to each and every single girl on OnlyFans.
Do you think everyone who gets an or who subscribes to an OnlyFans is a simp? Here's one thing. Well, the word simp came out 4 weeks ago, like as like a mainstream thing. And I mean, back in my day, when I was doing, like, when you called a chick hot, everyone was like, yeah, she's fucking hot. Now you call a chick hot, everyone's like, you're a simp. When did this? I have completely not, like, I think this simp thing is to shame men, and for calling chicks hot is fucking retarded.
Wait.
In my
Andy,
opinion.
let me give you like idea of where it came from. You remember on Twitter like about a year ago where like a girl would post a thirst trap, and then like they're like, tell me something I don't know, and then below in the comments the guys are just talking about like NBA 2K19 or the recent football game or whatever, where it became a game to purposely not give them attention.
Okay, yeah, like Top Patrol.
Yeah, it
right?
basically spiraled off of that. Basically, calling someone a simp is the idea that you're thought patrolling those who would encourage the thoughts to continue thoughting.
Yeah, okay. I see, but here's the thing is too. I'm on the side where if I called a chick a hoe, it's like, hey, it was up this chick, what's up, hoe? And they were like, oh my god, why'd you call me a hoe? I'd be like, relax. I'm still okay with I'm okay with you calling me a simp. And I'm okay with you calling someone a hoe. I don't give a fuck about that. I was just wondering. I was just curious, but I mean, you can call me a simp all you want. You can call people, but this industry is growing, and also, I mean, I can announce it here because I've already planned. The last 3 days I've been working on other things. I'm going to be doing reviews of hentai and porn as well. And other things.
My man, Andy.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna be actually.
How are you planning to monetize any of this?
What I'm gonna do is on YouTube. I have a few main show ideas that are gonna be censored, right? And then I'm gonna have a Patreon where I'm gonna have uncensored content.
Huh.
And I'm in the talks with girls right now. We're gonna be showing some stuff, and I'm gonna be basically have an X-rated show as well.
Have them like cam with them. Why not?
Yeah, well, yeah. That's one of the ideas. I have a bunch of ideas, but yeah, for all you to know, and for like the porn ones and the hentai and the other things that are way too extreme, there will be. I mean, I will show what I can on YouTube for free, and then there's going to be a very small fee. And every month I'm going to be making videos in that style, the documentary style, as well as my face cam and all that stuff edited. And have an X-rated show. So there's a lot to come right now. It's been a lot of work the last 3 or 4 days while working on Subcultured, which is my video game channel. A lot of work ahead of me, but I'm very excited.
You know what? If you
believe me, I put a lot more thought into this than just like, just review some.
Yeah.
No, there's
I'll just jerk off and then put it on YouTube. Average shit.
Yeah.
Well, if you need editors for that new channel, I'm open. I don't do post stuff all the time.
Yeah, we'll talk.
And you know what? If you need someone to come hang out with naked girls with you, you know, I'm down too. You know.
Who's not down for that? I mean, who's?
Well,
I wanna
not if
eventually-
they fucked 4 guys, right? Not then, but as long
Well, I
as
mean, I'm
Oh,
straight, so
that's different. I'm not trying to get into a relationship with them. That's different.
I know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like, you know, I'm gonna definitely like, and believe me too, with when I say what I'm planned, this is all stuff that I'm excited for. And the way I'm gonna present it again, it's not gonna be like fucking, you know, Ebert and Roper at the movies. Like today we're gonna be talking about these. Like, no, I'm gonna add comedy in it, and there's gonna be an angle of entertainment, and then I have the worst of stuff that's gonna be funny because people like laughing at stuff as well.
People do like laughing at stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know. Look, okay, hey, I'll say this from everything that we talked about today. If anyone looks at what I'm doing and sees it as degenerate, I completely understand. Like, you can go, Jesus Christ.
Andy.
I told my parents what I'm doing too. I talked to them. My dad, he messaged me. He's like, "Yo, I saw your new video," so I could call them and I explained everything. And he's like, "Yeah, man, cool. I'm proud of you." And I'm like, "You know, I know this is weird, Dad." I'm like, "Dad, I know this is weird or whatever." He goes, "Look, if you owned a strip club, it's like your business. This is your business. This is like, I understand." And I'm like, "All right." And he's actually like very proud of me trying to do something different.
Are you winning,
Andy,
son?
I would love. Andy, I would love if I could show my parents what I do on social media, but I don't for several reasons. But here's the thing: you say degenerate, but like OnlyFans isn't degenerate. It's milquetoast. It's boring shit basically. Most of it isn't even that out there. But the shit that I put out there that I personally spend time looking for and scheduling my posts, like I schedule my cringe. I just send it out some like 2 days early in advance sometimes. Like that is shit that I spend like an hour a day doing and then just the rest of the day fucking off doing whatever. Degeneracy is designed for the internet. The internet is all about degeneracy, and you are doing your part to increase that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Sorry, repeat that question. Sorry.
No, that was not a question. That was just a statement.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, and look, I mean, I think as long as everything stays kosher and legal and good, like, and everything, like, I have no problem. I'm excited for this industry I'm going into, and I'm going in like fucking like, you know, head first. Like, I'm going in deep. I'm not gonna pussy out. I'm not gonna like, but I'm making sure though. Here's one thing: people who are interested in the content that will be coming out, it's going to be very strategic how I'm posting. I'm not gonna overload people with content. I'm not gonna be posting every single day. It's gonna be once every few days, every 4 to 5 days. I'll be posting something, and I'm going to make sure it's edited properly. And I'm going to put work into everything I do. That's one thing I will promise. I think a lot of what I did before, especially the last few years, I sort of got I got lazy. I'll be completely honest with that. Sort of like in how I'm posting my content. The reason Warski fell so hard, besides the drama, was I got lazy and I was posting content that like. But I didn't know what I was like. I was like, I'm sure you've seen during the downfall my content and experimentation of what I've been doing. And a lot of it failed. I've been trying to pivot and look for something that I can do that makes me happy and that people find entertaining. And I don't know, man. I fit into this. And I'm going to make sure it's all different and stuff too. So sorry for rambling. But it's just all this is so much like so different, you know. I think this is pretty cool though. I'll say this with the OnlyFans review and sort of the angle I'm taking this is something I joked about it, but this is something that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like this is definitely different. I don't know if you guys have ever seen anything like this.
I haven't seen. Like I'm sure there's porn reviewers out there, but I haven't heard of them.
It is a niche.
at least in our sphere or whatever. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I can mainstream it. You know what I mean?
But like,
And
don't
maybe
you?
I could be invited to like one of the award shows. Maybe I could bang some of the porn stars. That would be fun.
You think Jimmy Kimmel might invite you onto a show?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Maybe you
I don't
could
know.
fuck the porn stars and like review the sex you had.
I was thinking that.
Call
Not
the
even
series
kidding.
Kiss and Tell.
Oh my god!
Oh
that's
shit!
amazing.
Oh shit!
Awesome.
That's an amazing idea. Yeah, have sex. What is it? Kiss and tell,
Kiss and Tell.
bro. That's the fuck. Yo, that's fucking good. I like that. That's actually,
Hey man, maybe keep me around. Something good will happen.
yeah,
Burner's full of great ideas.
Don't you think?
Yeah, man,
Don't you think this is gonna like? I don't know. I don't know. It seems a little risky to me. You want to get away from the stuff that you've been doing, but it seems like you're just giving the people that were going after you more ammo. You kind of feel me?
Nah, I disagree.
Okay?
Comparatively to what? Like, I'll tell you guys something. You haven't experienced the pain you could feel online until you were me last year. Every day, hundreds of hate messages.
Yikes.
The worst things you could ever imagine being said to you at a rate that is unavoidable. That's what I've been dealing with. And do I deserve what? Do I deserve what I mean, I did some stupid shit, but I don't think I deserved what I got.
Yeah, I don't think so
But
either.
I get it though. I get it because it's easy. Like people want someone to hate online, and I guess because I was also posting shit content, in my opinion, it was easy to hate me. To go look at this. You know, all the people who have been shitting on me, everyone is silent right now about this new stuff. Everyone who made videos on me or talked shit about me constantly are all MIA now, and a lot of people who had turned their back on me, shit on me, or betrayed me. You should see my DMs; they are packed with a lot of familiar faces. Oh, hey, this guy. Oh, hey, Andy. I knew you always had it in you. I know what you've been saying about me for a year, bro.
I see.
Like,
They come
you
back.
know what I'm saying?
They want that simp money.
Yeah, I think people, I mean, I understand people on YouTube, and this is on YouTube, whatever, was why YouTubers have to watch out. There is a lot of opportunistic people, and I understand why, because there's a potential to make a lot of fucking money in this industry of online videos and whatever. But there's a lot of betrayal as well. There's a lot of betrayal, and that's why I be very careful what I say now, especially in DM. I always imagine that the DMs I'm sending people is shit that if it was leaked, it would be fine to be leaked. I always imagine this will be leaked when I'm DMing with people. I would never leak something, but whoever I'm talking to, if in 6 months they hate me and they leak something, I'm gonna go, whatever. I don't give a fuck. And that's why being in this type of, you know, quote unquote degenerate genre, if you see any like the talks I've had with girls recently on DMs who sent me samples to review, I go, oh, you're sexy, this and that, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm very, you know, but I know that question though. It is this industry. I am definitely aware of how people see it, and it is risky what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is different. But again, I was Race Warski. What's worse?
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah. I was the bomber of Hasbro. Remember?
Yeah. I did.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
Hasbro bomber.
Man, well, I think they did you dirty personally. I don't know.
Honestly, Andy, I'm not gonna lie. You were the YouTuber I watched, like above Chris Reagan, above everybody else. I watched your videos like all the time.
Oh really? Yeah, yeah.
Post simping for Warski. Here we go.
Here's a question: didn't you see that by the end when I quit all that?
No, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Andy. I didn't see your end because I was in Nigeria at the time as a punishment. It's a whole story. But
punishment.
yeah, like I got my mom literally kicked me to Nigeria for 10 months because I was not doing anything at school. I was just there to fuck around.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Nigeria helped?
It did not. I just came back. I came back more jaded, and I realized, wow, I could live anywhere as long as I have a minuscule amount to eat and somewhere to sleep. I'm literally designed to be homeless, and so yeah, it literally made me less. It made me less. All Nigeria did was made me worse. But I missed your downward spiral, basically. But so basically, to me, I never saw all those videos going with. So to me, you're still the same Andy.
Yeah.
Cute.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and actually, a lot of people have messaged me, and they're like, whatever subject that you do, that like I would say most people, especially who are still watching me from those days, they're watching for me and sort of like my personality and my jokes more than whatever the subject I'm talking about is, whether it be politics or this stuff. Because I'm not making it, again, it's not 110% serious. I'm not doing inside the actor studio with porn stars, which actually that'd be cool though. Inside the porn actresses, right? Hey Burner, you have to think of a better title for that. You're better at titles.
Fuck. So what is this podcast of porn actresses?
Yeah, like inside the actor studio.
Glory hole.
Maybe I am.
Fuck.
Maybe I am, Peg.
That implies a different sort of porn. A different sort of porn star. Let's see. What else? Let's think. No.
You know what? I'll get back. How about I hit you up in DMs with a bunch of ideas? How about that?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I'm not actually asking for an idea. I was kind of half joking, but if you thought of something on the spot, I'd be impressed. Yeah.
No.
You good?
Listen, I'm kind of small brain. Don't worry about it. All right. Well,
hey, but a kiss and tell, that was good. That was, yeah.
All right. Well, it's been 2 hours, my guys.
It has been. This went on long.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I swear on my mama. Well, thank you so much for coming out, Andy. Like, holy shit. I
appreciate it, man.
I wish you the best.
Yeah.
All of your links and shit are going to be in the description by the end of tonight. I hope you have a wonderful one. I hope everyone came out has a wonderful one. I hope you all have a good time. Peace.
And I'll definitely on the next OnlyFans, I'll definitely send people over this way if they want to hear me defend porn and OnlyFans. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it. Nice talking to y'all. All right.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Thank you.
Yeah, peace out. Later.